Hey, how you doing? We are live again. Hey, it's Imran Siddiq, Web Squadron. We love to do a live chat nearly every day at the moment. Elementor, WordPress, websites, anything to do with web design, branding, marketing. Maybe you got an idea, maybe you're working on something, maybe you've just started working on a website, a landing page. You know, we're not talking about full-blown shop websites here or appointment bookings, anything and everything. Maybe you're a personal trainer, a coach, someone who's working with a small business, consultants, or you're just testing the water out as a freelancer or a web design agency with WordPress websites, Elementor. Hey, I'm waffling, but I'm here just to crack on with some work I need to get done. And of course, while I'm doing that work, I'm here to engage with you. So you got, any questions, anything you want to talk about, we can do that. Hey, Charlie, good to see you. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just had a very long phone call this morning. And I thought, right, time to go live. Time to go live. Hope you're okay, friend. Hope you're okay. Now I just have to go and do that silly thing where I got to jump into YouTube and quickly just double check that the live chat is actually going live properly. I know you can see it, but once you go live with EV Mux, I have to jump back into YouTube because I have to now just quickly set the thumbnail and the fact that the video is definitely live and all of that malarkey. All right, believe me, it's a lot of work. It ain't easy. It is not easy doing all this stuff. It ain't easy. So what are you up to today? I rule the world. You know what? Last night I was saying to my wife, I was like this. Dun, 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 dun. I said, "What song is that from?" And she was like, "Oh yeah." We stood there going, "What song is that from?" We just could not name it, and it really troubled her. It troubled me. We were like freaking out at one point. We weren't really freaking out. We never freak out. She never freaks out. You know, she couldn't freak out even if she wanted to freak out. She has no idea. She's so boring, she is. When I freak out, she's like, "Ugh, what are you doing? Ugh, what is this?" Dun, 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 oh, oh, dun, 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 yeah, yeah. Right. Sorry, I'm just very sorry if I'm ignoring all conversations at the minute until I sort out this YouTube thing. It always takes me like 2 minutes. So I have to go in, then I have to now knock out the pop-out chat as well. So just give me 1 more minute. Pop-out chat. There we go. Right, now we're back in action. Cool. Right, now we are back in action. Right. Let me just shrink this screen down. Let me put the EV Musk screen over here as well. It's a bit of a weird name, isn't it? EV Musk. Do you think they named it after Elon Musk? They kind of go hand in hand, don't they, a little bit? Don't you think? Or was it just me? Hey, Pickstar. Hey, Mark. Right, I'm now done. Cool. Yeah, go on. Go on, Charlie. What's your question? Yeah, a bit of Canva work today for me as well, actually. Go on, Charlie. What's your question? By the way, Pickstar, I emailed you back last night about a couple of good plugins for what you emailed me about, and they are free, okay? And I recommend them, mainly because they also have the built-in, well, they work with Elementor. And I think that is pretty important. It goes without saying, right? If the plugins work with Elementor, that is good. So have a look at that email. I know you have. You've just seen it. There you go. Sorry. You have got the email. Great. Cool. Glad you got that. I hope it helps, Pickstar. I went through 15 plugins, right? And the ones that cost too much money without any real benefit, I got out. Some were really good and they're free. But when I checked them, I noticed that there were issues regarding Elementor and stuff like that as well. So I'm hoping they're all going to be good for you. I haven't got your reply, Pickstar. Haven't got your reply. So Charlie has quite a few blog posts. Oh, quite a few posts inside of my blog, and I would like to have either a slider or something to only show certain subjects. I think what you need is like a filter. Do you think you need a filter maybe at the top? Maybe of the blog, maybe, Charlie. That's what I'm thinking. Filter? Would a filter work for you? Because then you see, yeah, right. You need to, Charlie, you need to watch this video and you should, I'm surprised you don't know this video, Charlie. There's two solutions. Both of them are actually relatively easy. One with a free plugin, right? Right, one with a free plugin. One, you have to do a little bit of work, but again, it is just as good. Just as good, right? So I'm giving you some solutions there, my friend. Right, hope they work for you. Have a look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Okay. To be honest, they are both good. When you look at the solution, it's only an 11-minute video. It's only 11 minutes, right? When you see them, they are both good, I think. The second one gives you a lot more flexibility in how you want it to look because you're in full control. The first one, using a free plugin, you're obviously using a plugin, but if I had to get it done really quick and I didn't mind using a plugin, I'd go for that. If I didn't want to use too many plugins on my website, I would do the second option. And look, in 11 minutes, I cover the problem, the plugin, and how you use it, and then I cover off how to do it without a plugin with a few more steps. But so once you've seen that, you'll be cool. So have a look at that, Charlie. By the way, if anyone's wondering, whenever I say Charlie, I'm talking to Scuba Diving Thailand. Okay, that is Charlie. His name's not Scuba. If anyone says, "Hey, Scuba," his name is Charlie. Scuba dooba doo. I tell you what, though. I tell you what. The smooth way to do it is, the Elementor portfolio widget. The portfolio widget you can use for posts, and it has the category along the top. So no need for a widget, none of that. It is actually the third way I would do it, but there's a big limitation with, hey, Arundum, there's a big limitation with the portfolio widget. The portfolio widget does not allow pagination. So if you've got 20 posts, right, and you only show the first 6, it does not have next or previous. And I really wish they did that. Now, there is a way you can do it, but you got to do a heap of JavaScript. And I tell you what, if you now have to use loads of JavaScript to get something to work, I feel like, can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. It's just getting too complex now. But the pagination, right? The portfolio, sorry. If you've only got a category that has no more than 5 or 6 posts per category, you could use it. And it is Ajax. It's Ajax smooth, the way it works. Really cool. Super cool, right? But you're missing pagination. And I really wish they would stick that in. Because why would you have a portfolio widget? You're allowed to pick posts or products or whatever. But if you say show 6, that's it. It will always show you the first 6, not the next 6. Which I think is a limitation. Ooh. Yeah, do you know what I mean, Pickstar? It's a big limitation, isn't it? Why would the portfolio widget allow you to pick posts? You decide on the layout, you say we're going to show 6, but then it doesn't give you the next. It's like, I just sat there going, really? That's so poor. Like, what if you've got 100 images? You can't now see them. You got to create another separate page. But yeah, with regards to customized Lottie, um, well, what you do is if you get a Lottie animation, say lottiefiles.com Arindum, you normally have a customized bit to customize the color and stuff like that. If you want to really customize it in terms of the animation and everything, then you're going to have to use, I can't remember the programs now. There's a main program a lot of people use. I can't remember now what it is. I think it's Adobe XD, but I think there's something else they use as well. You're going to have to use After Effects. You're going to have to use other stuff. I don't go into that because I don't fully understand how to customize Lottie. I don't pretend to understand how to do it. But one of the other ways you could mess around with a Lottie is create your own using Canva, then convert it into a Lottie file and then import that into hey Wakash, you okay? And then import that into Elementor. You could do that as well. Replying to an email, by the way. I'm just looking at another screen here. Camera's there, but the screen is there, and I got another screen there. Screen there, camera there. There. It's like a triangle, Bermuda Triangle. Everything in the middle of this triangle is dead. So I'm empty. Hey, David, is there a way to insert a search bar on mobile menu Hello Theme without creating a menu inside a pop-up? Yeah, search. Yeah, you just put the search bar in the mobile. So, hold on. You mean in the navigation menu? To be honest, though, you're going to have to click the button anyway. So what I would say you do is you change the way of thinking. So when you click the button and it brings your menu, instead of that on the mobile, you now have a pop-up instead. So you switch off the navigation menu for the mobile, and instead you have a pop-up. So when you click it, it now slides in with your menu, and then you stick your menu into there. But you say it's not a drop down. Sorry, it is a drop down, but you don't have to click the button again. And then you have your social sharing icons, your search bar, picture, video, whatever you want to have there. You would do it like that. Hey, Ibrahim, hope you're okay. That's what I would do. You know, so because at the moment the user has to click the button, then the drop down appears. Well, what you do is you get rid of that for the mobile, and now you still have a button, so they still got to click, but now you get the slider. So you haven't added in an extra click. Normally, click, drop down. Now you'll have click, pop up. So it's still it's still one click, and then you got your actions to do. I'm all right, Ibrahim. I'm okay. Just answering a few emails. And I've got to do a bit of Canva. Hi, all new joined. I like that. I like that. By the way, don't forget, you see, there is a coupon code now for Elemental Cloud, where if you enter in a code, and I'll just dig out the code for you all in case you didn't know about it. That code gives you 20% off Elemental Cloud. It ends in about 29 hours. It ends in 29 hours. So if you want to get 20% off, you need to use this code. Where's the code? Here you go. You need to use this coupon code, right? Use the coupon code if you want it. If you don't want it, then you don't want it. It's not my problem. And of course, if you want to get better support with your website, join a private Facebook community group. There is the Mastery membership, which isn't just about Elementor and WordPress and websites. It's about businesses, marketing, branding, sales, content creation, logos, content writing, lots and lots of stuff. Okay, but it's entirely up to you. Yeah, cool, David. I hope that helps. It's always a bit of a pain, but it doesn't take that long these days. You know, you can knock up a pop-up menu in like 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long these days. I got no issue with Webflow, Ibrahim. I think it's a great tool, but I don't use it for two reasons. Number one, it's an extra burden in terms of licenses, resources, and whatnot. Number one. Number two, every time there's a Webflow change, I have to keep up to date with it. You know, whenever there's an Elementor change, you have to think a little bit, right? Websites, what impact does it have? Do I need to change things? Do I need to learn a new skill? Whatever. Flex containers, you know, we're going to have to change the way we do things. And I just can't be bothered with trying to learn too much. So I don't bother with Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, Webflow, Oxygen, Divi, Beaver, Visual Composer. I just don't. Gutenberg, don't care. I see so many videos about Gutenberg. I don't care. I'm never going to use it, right? So I don't care. And until I get to that point where Elementor shuts down or Elementor is no longer working or whatever, it's completely gone, right? It's gone. There's nothing. You got to use something else now. Then I might have to consider a different solution. But yeah, it all depends. It all depends on what is the best solution at the time. But it is just like, and for me, it's like, how to explain it? You got a client, you build a website for, and there's a problem with it. Let's say you built it in Divi or Webflow or something. And at the minute, you've been recently working mainly with Elementor. You got to then switch your brain into Divi mode or Webflow mode. Otherwise, you might go to a client. Yeah, we can do that. But you were thinking of Elementor, or you're doing a Elementor website. Client goes, I want X. And you go, yeah, no problem. And you go, oh no, I was thinking of Webflow. So it's so easy to get your head mixed up. I used to use the Classic Editor plugin, and then when I then realized actually the only time I'm going to use the standard editor is when it's a post and you just put in your words, your image, blah, 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 blah. That's it. So now I don't even use the Classic Editor anymore. I used to, when I got rid of it. Yeah, because when you try to learn too much, you're taking on a lot. You know, and there's always something new or a new way to do something in Elementor or whatever, or apply a code or whatever. And you get into a habit of how you would solve a problem or do it. I mean, Gutenberg for me is like, I see so many videos and people are going, "Oh, Gutenberg," you know, and then I go, it's nowhere near brilliant. And you know, I just think that with all of the talented people that work in WordPress, if that is the best they can come up with yet, it still isn't brilliant. And I see people creating websites, right, with Gutenberg. Are you seriously telling me Gutenberg is that good? You know, they're still very geometric, whatever websites, you know, they're still, I just don't find them that exciting to work with. I really don't. And I think they're always going to be playing catch up, right? there will come a point where Gutenberg will have a really wicked page builder. But by that point, hopefully Elementor will probably be like up here, supernova page builder. So and I do think there will come a point where Gutenberg will start charging you for some features. At the minute, you know, you get it as part of whatever, but I think there will come a point where you'll have to start paying for stuff. And then you kind of go, well, do I pay $49 for Elementor Pro and all this stuff I get? Or do I pay $25 for this thing? And is it worth it? Hey, Gerald, I'm replying to your email. Okay, I haven't replied yet, but I'm replying to it right now. Okay, Gerald. All right, I'm replying to your email to me. All right, I'm doing it right now, in fact. No, I am Gerald. It's just I was doing something this morning, then I had a phone call. It was a long phone call, and then after that, I've just quickly jumped onto here. So I have got a bit of a backlog of things I just got to quickly knock out, which I've done. But then it was your email. I have a queue, you see, so your email was next one as I've gone live. So I am replying to it right now. No, you're not. It's not inconvenience, Pickstar. It's not. Not Pickstar, Gerald. It's not inconvenience. What is it today, Pickstar? Egg fried rice. I had big omelette, 2 egg omelette, and beef burger, and wow, it was lovely. It was lovely, lovely, lovely. Peppers and onions as well, obviously. But boy, was that a nice omelette. Really nice. Yum, 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 yum. Right, Joel, just replying to you, okay? And just a few ideas for you to think about, okay? It might not be where you're thinking of going with your website and your business, but just a few ideas I think you should consider, okay? Not for discussion here, but read that email, okay? And the advice I'm giving you is the same advice I would give to nearly everyone based on how your business model works, okay? And because I think basically my advice is don't do things for free. Right? Don't do things for free. Minced cheese leeks soup. Do you mean mince as in beef, or do you mean you're going to mince the cheese? You do mean mince as in meat, don't you? Because I have this vision of you just like mincing your cheese and your lube. No, but it's soup, so it isn't going to be meat, is it? So it's minced cheese leek soup, minced. I'm struggling to picture it. I think that's what you're doing. Right, let's get some Canva artwork done. Artwork one video is going to be about fade effect, and the other video is going to be about did I not already do a video for that? I can't remember now. I'm losing my mind here. I did a video for that. Did a video for that. A video for that. Let's get rid of that. Ugh. Delete. No, come on. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Keep that. Keep that. Delete that. Delete. Delete, delete, delete. That's what I'm doing at the minute. I'm just deleting loads of crap at the moment. Delete that. Right, okay, we're cool. Okay, so blur the fixed icons and then the other one. Right, okay, so we can do that now. It's off to Canva. Right. Minced beef. Oh, it is minced beef then. Okay. Hey, Atif, how you doing? A full week working at home. That must have been nice. Do you know what? It's there's still a lot of people that make an issue out of people working from home, and as long as you're getting stuff done. So look, here's the way I see it. If you only have to get 4 or 5 things done for that day and you get them done and nothing else is affected or goes wrong, and you then use some of your time to relax or chill out or go for a walk or go shopping or pick your kids up or whatever, I'm like, fine. Because you could almost argue that people who are in the office, they might do the same 4 or 5 things and then they go for an hour lunch break, or they go and spend in total half an hour making tea. How many people do you know in the office spend half an hour just to make tea? And you're like, what are they doing? Are they gone to the plantation to, rip it out of the plants? What are they doing? Or cigarette break, or just sat there talking to someone in the office, not working. It's nothing to do with work. They're just talking. Nothing wrong with that. But when you work it out, if someone's at home and then they go, oh, did you know that so-and-so went shopping for an hour because they're working from home? You kind of go, yeah, but loads of you, when it's lunchtime, you go for an hour lunch break. You go shops, you go here, you go there. What's the difference? Yeah, that's it, Pigsty. See, it's the interruptions and it's like, look, I am a nice guy, okay? I like to be happy and I like to get on with things, but sometimes you're working right in the office. You're really getting stuff on, and someone comes and goes, "Hello," and you got to stop and say hello back. "Do you want tea?" "No, I'm okay." Or you got to go out here, you got to go there. Or you need to nip to the loo, but the loo's full, so you got to find another loo. Um, you got to go out and go get something to eat. Whereas now I just nip down to the fridge. Um, you don't see your family as much because you're traveling to work or meetings. You know, so I think there are definite benefits, and there are many jobs that you cannot do from home. You got to go into the office. You got to go into the workplace. But then there are also things where you can just, you can work from home and you can be productive. Exactly. Yeah. I remember there was someone at work, I think they totaled up well into an hour a day with cigarette breaks. Nothing, if you want a cigarette break, have it. But if that's an hour of their time, and there used to be people whinging about them, that person. And I would then say, yeah, but you also take half an hour here, an hour here. You spend 20 minutes making tea. You sit there sometimes talking to someone about your holiday or what your partner's got up to or your night out. So it's a bit like, you know, it, it's all relative. Don't pick on one person more than another. Sometimes. Yeah, exactly. So for me, it's all about, did you get done what you said you had to get done? Did you do it as well as you would have done if you were in an office or not? And are you not dragging the task? What should take you one day takes you 7 days because you're just like taking your time. As long as you are productive and efficient, right? That is fine. I still have to put my jeans on, Atif. Like, even when I'm working from home, I still have to have a shower and get dressed and get my jeans on and everything. I still have to do all that. I don't know. I feel like if I'm wearing my joggers, I relax too much. Exactly what Pixar says. 12 hours. Yes, Charlie. I think you've written it wrong. It's not a 12-hour flight away. It's more like a 7-day swim away. But you see, before I mean, where I used to work, we were doing work from home anyway. I was doing work from home about 2-3 days a week anyway, so it was normal. But I always tried to make sure I was at my desk bang on 8 o'clock, 8:30, cracking on my work. But then since COVID, I started changing things around with my wife. So now I say to her, look, you get to work, and in the mornings, I'll take our son to school. So it now means every morning, me and him get to talk more or fight more because he's not got ready. But we get to talk more on the way to school. And sometimes I will go and pick him up. I never used to do that. Only on my days off. And but most of the time I would never do that. And you get that. Yeah, oh, they've been washed, Charlie. They've been washed. They've been washed. Okay, look, Elementor. I'm not going to show you the length of them. Look, I'm stretching them now, okay? There. Have I satisfied your foot fetish? But, so... oh, that hurt my back. No. So the time you get... Because I can easily tell you, like, I remember when I first started working in Lincoln and we first adopted our son. So our son's adopted, and he was just turned 1 year old, right? And he just turned 1 year old, and I was leaving home at like 6:15 in the morning, driving over to Lincoln, which is about 50 miles away, working. And sometimes I wouldn't get home until like 8 p.m. because I'd be in the office till 7 p.m. I'd be doing like full 12-hour days sometimes in the office. There's so much I had to get done. And the team there, there was stuff we had to sort out. So by the time I got home, sometimes he was on the verge of going to bed. And those were like, you really miss out on so much. Same design as Wordle. Yeah, I think they are, you know. Yeah. Yeah, 50-mile trip. 50 miles away and then 50 miles back. It was a big change because I used to work in the Leicester office, which was on a good day, 12-minute drive away, and then I switched to 50 miles, which only took about 50 minutes roughly, because it was mainly a very straight road from Syston to Lincoln. It was very, very straight, which was pretty good. Not hardly any traffic lights on the way there. But I tell you what, and Mark knows this, right? Sometimes, yeah, we had to. Sometimes me and Mark used to go to a meeting in Devon, not Devon, Dover. We had to go to Dover, right? So you get a 1.5 hour train from Leicester to London. Then you have to wait for a bit. First you got to travel to the train station in Leicester. Then you get a train from there. So that's 1.5 hours roughly. Then you have to get another train from London to Kent. Then you have to get once you get to not London to Kent, London to Dover, or was it Kent? I can't remember. London to Dover. Then you have to get a taxi. So in total, sometimes you'd be spending 3.5 to 4 hours traveling for a 1 hour meeting. Mark knows what I'm talking about. For a 1 hour meeting. 4 hours just to get there for a 1 hour meeting. And then you travel back. Well, no, then we used to go to the Kent office for a bit and then sometimes either stay over or travel back. But sometimes, I mean, I'd be leaving home at 6 in the morning to get the taxi to get me down there and then back again. Canterbury's in Kent, but our Kent office was in Ashford in Kent. And then and you know what, Charlie, the amount of times I'd be like, why can't we just do this online? Why are we traveling? And then you travel back, and I would sometimes get home at 8 in the evening, 7:30, and it was just it was a pain. It was you just felt like your life wasted away. And when you're on the train, there's only so much work you can do with your computer. There's only so much you can do, so it's just and when you've got your tie and your suit on and you've done your hair, you don't want to fall asleep. Otherwise, you wake up with your hair like this. Your face is like this when you wake up. Oh, are we there yet? You don't want to do all that. But to be able to just sit in your room or your house and just do work, it's amazing, isn't it? It's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. Work from home. Yeah, I hope that helps, Gerald. Okay, and I hope it helps. To be honest, though, Pixar, to be honest, and I'm sure Mark will back me up on this, yeah, but to be honest, right, our job did not depend on that 1 hour meeting. And we would have got paid anyway. And so it was one of those things where it was oh, God, So if there's COVID has been a nightmare for everyone involved, okay? But the only good thing that came out of it, I believe, is that it made people rethink what's important, what is valuable, and the stigma attached to working from home, where you can work from home, I think was shattered. Because we were able to work 2-3 days away from home well before COVID. It was fine. But other companies that I used to work for or whatever, they'd be like, what? Work from home? What? No. And they, if anyone ever says, look, can I have 1 day work from home? No. That's not the way we do things. No. You got to be in the office. And I'm glad it made them realize, actually, you're getting just as much done, sometimes more. Because, when I used to work in Lincoln or wherever, and I leave the office, it takes me an hour to get home. That's an hour lost work. An hour to get to work, an hour back. That's an hour's lost work. Then I might have to go to the shops to get something to eat. That's 20 minutes lost there. I'm not saying you work in your lunch break, but there's no harm in doing that, right? Right? I can grab something and I can sit here and eat it while working, whatever. Hey, Jason. And that's why I just think that it's right. The postman's in. I'm just going to go down and grab the post, okay? Absolutely. All right. Hey, Oshman. Hey, hope you can. I'm just going to quickly go grab the post. I will be back. Junk mail again. Don't care about junk mail. I ain't got time for junk mail. Junk mail's got time for me. Na na na. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, yeah. Hey, George. Morning to you too. No, the reason why you get a delayed answer, Pixter, is because what happens is when I'm talking, and when I look back at the chat, which is down here, I'm often then reading through them in order, so I might reply back to you. It's like Ayushman has just said, yes, Pixstar, there is a delay. So Pixstar says, yes, go ahead, and if you need a second opinion, put it on here. So Pixstar, I've just said, yes, go ahead. So when did you write that? So Jason has just said hi to George. So I'm now reading it as soon as your words appear here. So tell me now, when did you say that? Gerald has just said thanks. So Gerald, or you've just thanks, you've said that, but like, please let me know. So next time anyone writes, I'm going to read it as soon as it appears on here. Okay, delay is not massive. So Pixar's just written, okay, delay is not massive. How many seconds was that after you wrote that, Pixar? How many seconds? It's me. It's because I'm playing catch up. Unlock Lord just said hi. Test. 1, 2, 3. Brexit line. 5 tenths. 5 tenths? What have you said? 5, 10 seconds. Really? 5 to 10 seconds? Really? That's quite funny. Sorry, I don't mean funny, but really. I suppose in a way, there is a bit of a stream delay, isn't there? Not much. Not in Germany, of course not. See, Germany would always have the fastest, it'd be like zipping around. Right, let's just sort this out. I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba dar, dabba dee, dabba die, dabba dee, dabba die. Din 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 din. Sometimes I feel. I'm not even going to try to interpret what's going on here. Das gibt's doch nicht. Doch nicht? Doch. I used to learn German at GCSE level. I used to learn German. I can't remember most of it. In fact, my favorite phrase in German was Ich bin hast du bist du, which I think means I am, you are. Ich bin hast du bist du. I can't remember what it meant. I really can't. Do 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 I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die, dabba dee, dabba die, dabba dee, dabba die, die, die. Oh, darn it. What have I done there? There we go. Right, so. No, let's do that. Gerald, we would love to have you, but if it's the right decision, we'd love to have you. And I look forward to seeing having you part of our secret club. But yeah. And you'll be in the right place, my friend. Okay, and I'm not just saying that. All right, of course you could easily argue, well, of course you're going to say that, but no, I'm not just saying that. All right, you'll be in the right place. Cheers, guys. I mean, it's forever growing. We've got loads more content that we're going to finish off today. That we're going to be putting out over the weekend onto it. And I won't lie to you, okay, in that I think by the end of this calendar year, I think the price to join, I think, will have doubled up. Okay. And the reason I'm saying that is because we've had a lot of feedback from some people, from some experts who are saying you're charging too low for what you should be charging. And we want to make it competitive, but also accessible to a lot of people. But I reckon by Christmas time, it could definitely be double, I think. Can I upload versions of plugins on my Elementor cloud via... No, is the answer. So when you're in Elementor Cloud, when you're in WordPress, you're still using the WordPress repository. The only thing is they have stopped you having some plugins because of potential issue over conflict or whatever. What kind of plugins are you thinking of, though, Gerald? What kind of plugins are you thinking of? I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die. Dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die. One more cover, done. Yeah, Atif, right. So, oh, sorry, let me just double check. Slider FE. Slider FE. Is that slider for Elementor, Gerald, when you say slider FE? Slider FE. Yeah, I mean, you already get the sliders and carousels inside Elementor as it is. So, you don't have, I always say, unless it's a really special feature, you don't have to use separate plugins for it. Atif. So what's your design question? Go on, put it over here. What's your design question? Yeah, that's fine, Pickstar. Please join in here. Oh, Revolut. Yeah, you see, look, it's what you got to look at, Gerald, is what is it about that slider that you really are trying to use or replicate or whatever? What is it about that slider? Yes, Charlie. Yes, my man. Yeah. This is the video Charlie's talking about. Okay, so Charlie is referring to this video, in case anyone's wondering what he's talking about. Filtering. But what I would say, Gerald, is what are you trying to replicate with the Revolution slider? And is a carousel or the normal slider just as good for you, kind of thing, Is it worth the plugin? And I'm not anti-plugin. It's just, is it worth the plugin? It's my son's Smarty box that he left in my room. Is it worth it? Yeah, so pictures from concerts, you could use the normal slider. You could use the Elementor media carousel or the testimonial carousel. You could add in templates. You can make it look however you want without an extra slider. Because let's just say, hey, Coins joke. So what's your problem? Tell us your problem, Coins. Because what if there's a problem with conflict later on, and then you're really using that, and you're really how to explain it? The bulk of your page has got this Revolution slider on because you're using it in loads of places, and the plugin goes down or there's conflict, So you got to be careful. And often a lot of these solutions, in my opinion, a lot of them, they're kind of made for people that are using Elementor free. So they don't have access to all the extra stuff that you would get with Elementor Pro. Now, don't get me wrong, there is stuff you can do in Revolution Slider you can't really do without some really expert coding in Elementor Pro sliders and carousels. But again, I come back to how much do you need that? How much do you need that? It's like in the old days, people would sometimes buy a car and they would pay loads more because they wanted a spoiler. And I used to say to them, how important was that spoiler? Aircon, for me, aircon, alloy wheels, I like stuff like that, electrics, I like stuff like that. But the spoiler, I always kind of go, meh, meh, was it really needed? But have a think about it. And of course, remember, it's just my opinion. Oh yeah, smart slider. I haven't used that one in a long time. No. Hello is just hello. Hello is just hello. Not hello Dolly or anything, just hello. And it's by Elementor. There's hello fashion, hello this, hello that. Don't get fooled because they are people trying to cash in on the hello. It's just hello. And it says it's by the Elemental team. That's the one you want. So coins, I've just noticed, saying first time I have redirect web page and I remove. I use Blogger. So what's your question, coins, exactly? What exactly is the question you're asking there? Ooh. Do 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 do. Right, back to this webcam. No, we're not doing that. Do 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 do. Let's get rid of that. Whoa, I didn't want to do that. Get rid of that jerk. Get rid of that. This one is the I don't like the way there are so many themes that put the word hello in. I really don't like that. You know, when people start cashing in, and I know they're not cashing in, but they start to like jump on someone else's hard work. I really, 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 really don't like that. Right? Do your own work. Right? Stop cashing in on someone else's hard work, because that's just plain old naughty. Naughty. Take your tea break, mate. Go for it. In fact, because there's a 10-second delay, you've probably already had it. What's going on here? All right. So Atif, sorry, clients who won an award and they want to have like a trophy or ribbon image on their site. Oh, yeah. Atif, sorry, hold on, Atif, hold on, mate, hold on. Let me just get you a, here, use this. Use this. Here you go, Atif. Yeah, but Atif, here's how you do the ribbon, right? Okay, a ribbon effect. Here's a ribbon effect, okay? Um, but then you know what you need to say to them, right? Is get you another image. Tell them to get you a different image. Just say to them, this is not going to look really good. Or explain to them, this is actually going to affect some of the conversion or whatever of your website or how it looks. So is this really the solution you want to go for? Point out to them how they're hurting the look of their website. Point that out to them. And if they kind of don't care or whatever, they go, no, we're going to do what we want to do. Fine. You explain to them the limitation, right? And if they don't want to listen, fine. You did your best. That's what you got to do. Yeah, sure, mate. Sure. It's just over here. Look, uh it's this one here, Gerald. No problem, Gerald. But yeah, back to Atif's comment. When you have clients that give you images that ruin the look or whatever, I go back and I try and explain to them. The worst when you have product images. And what they've done is they've got the product, right? And they've put the product on like a pedestal or a plant holder. And they've put a lovely plant behind it. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? No one cares about your plant. Just have your product, get some white paper or a white sheet, iron crisp, and stick it there, or delete the background. And they're like, oh, but I want to show off my lovely vase. Are they buying the vase or are they buying the product? Get rid of the vase. I was like, what? You know, it's like someone once they were selling some cream and they had loads of like these little like white like little powder crystals around the product. And I went, people are going to think that's dandruff. Get rid of all of this junk, I said. And then I says, I can't even delete the background. You know why? Because your stuff you've put on the near the product, it overlaps the product. So take the images again. Oh, it's going to take me ages. Right. Well, it's your shop. If you obviously don't care about conversion. And then I have to say to them, right, look at your competitor's website. What have they done with their images? Oh, but their images are boring. It's a white background or a colored background or whatever. It's boring. Right. But is that competitor successful? Are people buying? Yes. So if they're buying, and you think their images are not so good, maybe it's not as bad as what you think. So that's why I keep saying to them, yeah, dandruff, like little white crystally particles. Like what the heck? The heck is this? You know, it's like someone selling razor blades, right? And you have the razor blades as the product. And then in front of them, you're going to put hair. So you're going to cut your hair and just sprinkle hair all around. You might as well put some knits in there as well. Yeah. Okay. So pillar content, basically, it's like saying, is this a page or a post which you definitely want to be like forced to the top of the rank math agenda? Homepage, yeah. Let's say you got 50 posts, Charlie, right? Which post do you want to force to the top? Is what you call the evergreen post. So let's say you write a post about Christmas 2021. What was the scuba diving situation like in Thailand in December 2021? Do not make that a pillar content because that was only relevant at that point in time. But if you wrote a post about Thailand generally in December, doesn't matter what year, generally that is pillar. It's an evergreen post. If you write a post about what kind of oxygen kit should you get for diving, that is evergreen. It's relevant. But if you write about something that's only relevant for a point in time, let's say you wrote a post about the Donald Trump and Joe Biden election. That's not evergreen. That was relevant over a year ago, a point in time, not now. So pillar content is what is relevant now. Does that make sense, Charlie? Give me a hey if it made sense. Give me a nay if that did not make sense. Hey or nay? Hey or nay? Nay or hey? Hey, hey, hey? Nay, nay, nay. That makes sense. That's your pillar content. So think of pillar content as evergreen, important post where if it crops up in Google, wherever, you want people to go there. Do you know what? Exactly. I'm glad it made sense because I get really annoyed when you find a post, you click and go to it, and you find it was written 4 years ago and it's not really relevant now. Yeah. I do it for my homepage. And if I did any posts which are evergreen, I'd do it there, and that's it. You can do it on your homepage, you know. So I do it on the homepage. Why not? Why not? So if someone searches for web design, you want to boost that page up, don't you? Take care, Gerald. Take care, okay? Take care. I know it's a bit annoying, isn't it? It's a bit, I have to say, when Rank Math, when they say pillar content, the first time I saw that, I was like, what do they mean by that? Do they mean that supports the website? I don't get that. What do they mean? And then you hit the question mark, and then you kind of go, what? What the heck does that mean? And when I did some reading and research just about a year ago, and I even checked with the rank map, and as soon as they said evergreen post, I was like, oh my God, why don't you just put evergreen post or something? Just do that. Sometimes people are too, they use these buzzwords and stuff, and you think, just use something that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, that's not good. Yeah, coins. So your question, can you rephrase it? I didn't understand your question because you're saying that you say you have a problem. You said, no, sorry, redirect web page and you're using Blogger. Can you just explain? So are you saying that when someone goes to certain pages, it's redirecting them? Is that what you're saying? Does anyone recognize this tune? Because it's killing me, right? I cannot remember where it came from. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Where did that come from? Right, okay, so coins. Can you audit my website? I have problem with ranking. Right. So we don't do that for free coin. So if you wanted us to assess your homepage and how it looks, I'll do that for free. 10 minutes now, quickly. We'll do it now, live. We'll do that. If you want me to audit your website, we do charge for that. But if you want to know more about that, please email me on here. So if you want me just to review how your website looks, right? Email us the link and we'll do it now. We'll do that right now, live, and you can listen in and watch what we talk about. If you want us to do a proper audit with your SEO, your performance, and all of that, that unfortunately you do have to pay for because that takes time. And if we started doing everything for free, that's probably not going to be great for us financially, or the way our business model is at the moment. But if you want that, then email. Okay. I know that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but yeah. Oh my God. Last night, Charlie, I tried 5 times on 5 different humming platforms, right? And they gave me every song except the one I wanted. Do you recognize the tune though? Where did it come from? Dun 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 dun. Do you all remember it? Do you remember the tune? But you cannot work out where the hell it came from. I just think, was it the late 90s? At first I thought it was Q-Tip, Breathe and Stop, but it wasn't that. Then I thought, was it some Chemical Brothers song? But then I couldn't think of which song of that it was. Oh, do you not recognize it, Charlie? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. It's driving me around the bend, right? How dare I hum a song and I can't even remember what bloody tune it is? Like, awful. Right. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Right, coins. Yeah, but so coins, it might be that the reason why Google is going to show you the old title is it can take a couple of days. Is your website submitted to Google Search Console? Have you submitted a sitemap? Is your website indexed properly? What search engine optimization tool are you using? Rank Math, Yoast, All-in-One SEO? Are you using any of those? What page builder are you using? Are you using Elementor? Are you using you mentioned Blogger, right? Are you using Blogger, not WordPress? What are you using? Oh man. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, look at this, people. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. If I go to content, right? Look at this. Look at all these videos. All of these videos until the 23rd of May at the moment. We're scheduled. All of these videos still to come out. What? What? So many videos to come out still. Hey, no problem, Charlie. Take care. If I don't see you, that's fine. I'm happy with that. But you take care, okay? You take care. In fact, it's 12. I might just go grab some chicken to eat. Yeah, you see with Blogger, right? Yeah. Any reason why you're still using Blogger? Because Blogger is Blogger. I mean, Blogger is it's a really old it's a really old way to do things. But let me just check Blogger SEO. I think what you got to do is you're going to have to put your website through Google Search Console, and then you're going to have to resubmit your sitemap, and you're going to have to just reindex and recrawl your website. So, are you using Google Search Console? DMX, you know what? It was around about that time. I'm sure it was around about late 90s, mid late 90s, late 90s. It's not DMX. Was it? No, it's not DMX. Run. Was it DMX? X gun. No, it's not DMX. Not DMX. No, it's not DMX. Oh, I don't know what it is. But all these humming apps and all this, none of them. Which song from DMX are you thinking of, Pigstar, though? Which song of DMX's are you thinking of? Because I might just double check. It might be one of DMX's songs. Tried it, mate. I tried it. I tried it last night, and my son was watching me like this. What are you doing? He was like that, going, "What? What are you doing?" Just got to check some comments. Right, I might just quickly go grab some chicken. Yeah, it is. It is. It's who we be. Ooh, is that DMX? Who we be. No, it's not that song. It's not that one. It's not that one. We could be here for days and days just trying to work out what song it is. I'm trying to think what the words were to the song. There were words to it as well. Oh man, it'll plague me until the day I die. I'm gonna go grab some chicken. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Guess what my son did last night? So he's allowed to have he has the iPad half an hour before he goes to sleep because he likes to just, it helps tire him out and he's okay he's fine with that. Well, and I said to him, right, I took the iPad off him and he was in bed and he was going to go sleep. And I put it on the windowsill, which is just outside his room, the hall upstairs. And about half an hour later, I was walking down the entrance hall and I noticed the iPad wasn't there. I went, huh? So I went into his room and he's under the cover with the iPad watching videos and stuff. And he's put the sound down to like that tiny. And I went, what are you doing? He goes, just watching videos. And I thought, give me that. Crafty little sod. Yeah, Carabas, I've been trying. I mean, look, we're going mad here. We're trying to find this song, It says here, look, song finder by sound, right? I've gone through so many apps and it's just it does, doesn't it, Jason? It's like that if you were walking around or you were in a shop and you heard that, you were like, dun 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 dun. What the heck is it? There's a reason I like eating chicken at lunchtimes, especially. Mainly because, like, practically zero carbs, right? Just protein. It's just protein, isn't it? And because, like, we spend so much of our lives and our time just sat. So I'm not exactly working any carbs or calories or anything I mean, obviously you work off some because you're talking and working, but you're not really working yourself. It's a great way of not overdoing it in the daytime. And then when I get to evening, I might have a bit more of a bigger meal or whatever. But again, I still try to watch out on the carbs. My wife recognizes the tune. But she can't even think of what are the words or who sung it or what's the name of the song as well. What's worse is that I think a lot of you may recognize it as well, but you can't name it. I I don't know why. I always prefer the leg pieces. I love how you can just, I like the leg pieces, but um the chicken breast pieces, the like the Nando's butterfly chicken. Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. And sorry if anyone here is presbyterian, I think it's called, or vegan or vegetarian. Really sorry. I saw this joke the other day and it was actually very true. And they said that whenever you meet someone who's vegan, they tell you they're vegan. They go, "Hey, I'm vegan." Oh, vegan are people who don't eat no meat. So they don't even have milk or dairy or anything like that. No meat at all. I mean, nothing. Right? Whoops. Not even like fish or anything, right? And they tell you. So I've met so many people. They go, "Hey, yeah." They go, "Hi, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yeah, I'm vegan." And you're like, "I'm not buying your lunch. I'm not going to give you what I'm eating, or they might see that I've got chicken on my plate. Yeah, I'm vegan. Well, I don't care. You go get your own plate or whatever. What are you telling me for? It's not like I walk around going, yeah, I eat chicken. Could you imagine if you walked into an office and someone goes, "Hey, we're going out for lunch. Do you want to come along?" And you kind of go, "I eat burgers." Like, okay, fine. Go to a burger shop then. Don't care. I eat M&Ms. I eat Mars bars. Like, who cares? No, I think it's more than that as well, Mark. So it's like they won't eat any animal full stop, regardless of whether they've been harmed or not. Ramesh was vegan. No, actually, Ramesh was vegan, I think. And what I found really funny, when Greggs did, so Greggs in UK, when they did the vegan sausage had more carbs and more unhealthiness to it than a normal sausage. So I was like, why would I want to eat a more unhealthy food? I was like, "Meow." But people do that a lot. I used to notice that. Like instantly, as soon as you met anyone, they're like, "Yeah, I'm vegan." You go, "What? Where's this come from? I didn't ask." It's not even lunchtime. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. What are you telling me you're vegan for? So even dairy, cheese, they don't even do that. And that's fine. But the problem I've always had is that it's like, if they're in a room with someone who is eating meat, they always feel like they've got to like almost have a go at you for why you're eating meat. And it's like, look, you eat what you want to eat. I'll eat what I want to eat. Okay. I don't like asparagus. I don't like passion fruit. But if I see someone eating it, I'm not going to go, "Ugh, what's that in your mouth? Get it out." No, just, Exactly. It's like, you know, look, I'm not a fan of people, animals, just anyone being mistreated, okay? And you could go to town on like animal testing, clothing, you could go to town on it, yeah. But then there's always something that comes back to what has to be done or why do things need to be done a certain way. And there's always a right, a wrong answer, an argument for everything. But I remember in the mid 90s when it was all the Doc Martens, in the mid 90s, early 90s, everyone who had an issue with anyone, they had to have the black Doc Martens with Tipex, right? All over their shoes. They used to Tipex all over their Doc Martens. And they always had to go down. It wasn't the gothic, but it was like very black clothing, and stuff like that. And I remember saying to some of them, because they made such a big deal about meat eating even then, and I was like, but your Doc Martens, that's leather. The clothes you're wearing, that's leather. That belt you're wearing is leather. You've put Tipex all over your shoe. Do you think that's healthy? Tipex, if you read it, it's a harmful substance, and you've decided to stick it all over your shoe, and you don't care where you walk around. And you kind of go, you know, or they got a bag, and you say to them, that bag, right, has got leather in. Yeah, but I need my bag. Oh, so now it's okay. Or when you have people like Extinction Rebellion and all these people, climate change, I get it. But then they're still using their phones, they're still using electricity, they're still using planes and driving cars. And then they say, yeah, but I need to use my car to get there. Well, not really, because if you're fighting for climate change, walk. Don't care if it takes you 5 days, because you're expecting everyone else to do something, but it's okay for you to do that. So I don't use that plugin, Gerald. Don't use that plugin. I use bulkresizePhotos.com. Yeah, I've just seen your email. So image to WebP, right? I would stop using that one, okay? So for some people, that one is fine. If you're getting any issues with that, I wouldn't use that. And I would just use bulkresizePhotos.com. Do you know what? I've just had 2 of these chicken pieces and they're not satisfied me. I'm going to go grab a protein bar. Yeah. So image to WebP, this will now be down to your server or something, okay? But 9 times out of 10, it works absolutely fine for people. What I'm going to say is, that if you've got any issues with it, use the bulkresizePhotos.com solution. Jason, take your time. Don't rush, okay? Don't fall over. Don't get into a fight with anyone who's vegan. Don't glue yourself to any roads if you worry about climate change. Just stay safe. I mean, don't worry, okay? So my really big tip here is, I would say it's far better to take your images and put them through bulkresizePhotos.com. Who's your host again, Gerald? I'm going to grab a protein bar, but who is your host? Yeah, Jason, go glue yourself to a road. No, but yeah, Gerald, who's your host? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, bulk resize photos. Use them then, Gerald. All I'm going to say, Gerald, I think who you're using is probably really good. But I remember a time when Bluehost used to win awards as well. Bluehost used to win awards for best web provider as well. And everyone went to Bluehost or GoDaddy. GoDaddy used to win a lot of awards as well. But best website provider and all that. But my God. But I'm sure who you're using is good. I can't stop laughing. But it's like near me, there's an estate agent which everyone knows is rubbish, but they've won the award for something like the smallest estate agent of the year award, and for whatever. And I'm like, the smallest? What they've probably got? They are so rubbish. Everyone who knows them just knows how bad they are, but they're like. They're like, yeah, we won the national smallest estate agent of the year award. It's like, what? Do you work from a broom cupboard or something? That's good to hear, Gerald. I think it is. I think personal contacts, and if they understand what your needs are, is always good. Yeah, very true. That's very true, Pickstar, about the number of customers on server. Hey, I'm okay, Wakas. Have you changed your profile pic, Wakas? Sorry, I thought it was new. The image. So yeah, you're new with WordPress. Are you struggling or? Bluehost, George. Bluehost. All right, so Wakas, if I make a website, someone like LMS, okay, but you could just use, depends on what you're trying to do with an LMS. So you could just use Elementor and WordPress and Paid Membership Pro. Let me show you a video we did on that. Okay, it's an LMS video. Create an LMS without using an LMS. Right, here you go. Here's a video. Okay, so EL was Paid Membership Pro and no LMS plugin. All of that's free except Elementor Pro. You got to pay for, obviously. But because the trouble with some LMS solutions is a lot of them say, yeah, we're fully compatible with Elementor or whatever. And then when you start working with them, you realize actually it's not fully compatible or it's not fully personalized, customizable. Sorry. And it's a lot of hassle. To mess around with and get it set up. Loads of stuff you can do there. Just a couple of videos there to help you out. All right. La 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 dun 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 dun. It all depends on where you want to go with. Like, look, you could get a fully built LMS theme or a plugin or something, but then you're going to be spending money on something which might limit or constrict how much creativity you have. And it also depends on, what kind of LMS offering you're doing as well. And another question, after making website, how that person putting in, well, it depends. Are you going to let them do it themselves so they can get on with it? If they break it, they've got to pay you to fix it. Or do you offer them a maintenance package and you go, right, you're allowed 3 or 4 content changes or additions per month? What you don't do is say, yeah, just come back to me when you want anything adding, because they might come back with 20 things and it's going to take you 2 days and you're doing it for free. Or do you charge them? And if you charge them, make it clear what is involved. Minor revision, which is images and content. Major revisions, which might be a full page redo or whatever. And let them know, look, if you want a brand new page created or a new course added, you got to pay for that. Okay, setting it up, your WooCommerce and whatever, you got to pay for that. So have a think about what are you offering, and also just think about the customer. And if the customer comes back and goes, I ain't paying for that, you kind of go, well, okay, let's now pretend. Well, no, sorry. If a customer goes, they're not going to pay for it, say, right, so what would you as a business do if someone said they want a course off you? They got to pay for it. What if they now want a bit of extra help? You're going to give them the help for free? No, they're going to have to pay for it. There's an update to the course, a newer version. Did they get that for free? No, they're going to have to pay for it. So put it back to them if they get a bit funny over it and get them to understand. Just like you charge, we have to as well. But have a think about, are you doing it for free? A maintenance plan? What does the maintenance plan include? And also just think about your customer. Is it reasonable to do that? Is it reasonable for them to pay? Yeah, what Pixar said, you can decide as well, and also you can decide like what kind of access you're going to give them as well. So are you going to give them full-blown admin access so they can do anything they want, add plugins, remove plugins, anything like that? Or are you going to give them just editor permission so they can edit content? Are you going to, depends on what level you're going to give them. Because maybe you don't want to give them the permission to delete content or add, remove plugins, Well, I think in editor you can do that. You just can't add and remove plugins and set up new users and stuff like that. So you got to think about what kind of author can add content, but they can't remove. Editor can remove. Admin can do all the other stuff. Exactly. And what Pixar said there, you got to explain to them the risk. And if they do something and they break it, you make clear to them, yeah, okay, you will fix it, but you will be charging them by the hour, and they have to pay in advance. So when I've had some clients and they want some extra stuff doing, I go, right, you got to pay in advance. Because what I don't want to do is spend the time doing it and they either don't pay you or they take a while to pay you. They're gaining the benefit of that change or the fix straight away, but you're waiting. No, I want to be paid before. Advance payment. And they might say, well, that's not fair. You kind of go, yeah, but when you buy something online, you're paying before you get it most of the time, right? So, because they're paying for a service and what they expect to get, but they're also paying for your time as well in a way, all right? So, when we have a client who wants something extra, I kind of say, right, look, this is above and beyond, or this is something extra, or whatever. We have to have advance payment, or they don't get it. And they can go elsewhere. Exactly what Pixar is saying. They want the fix immediately and then they'll pay you later. And it's like, no, they benefit from that straight away. Right. So if they are not part of a maintenance plan, they have to pay for it themselves. If they are part of a maintenance plan, then we'll give them a license out of our available licenses, but they have to pay part of the maintenance plan. If they leave us or stop doing the maintenance plan, then we remove Elementor Pro and they can go and get their own license. Cool, Bacchus. I'm glad the video helps. So it's kind of explained to them, like, you have different levels of contract in it. You have the maintenance, the maintenance and the licenses and all of that. That is good to hear, George, actually. So I'm reading it now late, but yeah, don't in the early days, we would do so much prep and design work and thinking about XYZ before we've been paid. And then the client goes elsewhere or whatever. And all of that time you've spent, nothing's come of it. So we kind of like, we do a bit of work, I would say a bit of in conversation, whatever, but until we know the deposit or whatever is paid, we just don't start working because it's not worth your time. Exactly. You got to be clear about all these little things. Yeah, we do. At one point we tried the 30-30-40, and now we just go 50-50. Because when you think about it, 30-30, you do 30%, and then like you'll get paid the other 30% when you're like quite a way through, which works out to 60%, but we'd rather get 50% up front so that you're not worrying about there's a delay in the middle of the project because of the client or content or stuff like that. So 50%, we realize actually that works out so much better. So with a lot of our clients, we have a contract start and an end date. What's going to happen when? Some slippage is allowed, but if the slippage is not due to us, it's due to client, then there will be a charge for delays because that means it affects our timetabling and scheduling of other work. So they have to be aware of that. So we need everyone to be responsive and on the get-go with stuff. We do still have some contracts where we sometimes pause the work. So we got a client who, so far, we've only done about a total of about 3 days work so far on their website. We contracted for 4 days. So we've still got like, we're pausing it and we'll resume when they sort out their content. But ideally, for a basic website, I like to have a start and finish date, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever. We get it out, bang. Payment, done, move on, kind of thing. Jimmy, quick message right before take off, peepsy. I hope you're all good. Yes, have safe journey, mate. Have safe journey. Look forward to seeing images of you sleeping with your MacBook or doing something. I don't know. kissing it. I don't know what you're going to do to it, but I hope you get it and it's all okay. But be careful on your journey. I may come off the live in about 5 minutes though, because we'll be close to 2 hours. And I'm just checking up on something, and I need to start watching quite a lot of YouTube videos, and I could put the speakers in, but if I'm watching them, taking notes, listening to them, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna be continuously going back and forth between the chat and everything like that. So I will be stopping in 5 minutes. So Pickstar remembers a client, big pain, as I'm not made up. Yeah, do you know what? I know exactly what you're coming from that. I mean, we had a client where I was so nice to them. I spent, the website should only have taken 4 days. Was with it. It took 2 weeks, and they kept changing their mind, changing their mind, changing their mind, and they couldn't. They said they would pay in full at the end, and I trusted them and everything. And after a while, I said, right, I'm sorry, yeah, but I'm removing your website. But they were so sneaky, they took a backup of it from their servers. They still got quite a decent website, but I was like, I don't care. Lesson learned. No matter how nice they were and kind, and they were really, they needed help and they've been burnt by other designers. I wish now I'm like, I don't care. I get people contacting me and they're like, oh, I've had this problem, I've had that problem. And I'm like, I don't care. And that sounds really negative and harsh, but unless I have visually seen those things happening and I know I can trust you without fail, I don't care. So my sister-in-law, her husband, last week, they were telling me their husband's friend bought them, said they're going to create a website for them. The website is being built in WordPress, WordPress Classic Editor. They're not even using a page builder. My sister-in-law's husband's friend bought the domain and the hosting, and I said, "Whose name is it in?" I said, "You better get it into your name, because if your website takes off, that your friend could hold you to ransom. Sort it out. Sort it out." Yeah, Pixar, people like that are pain in the butt, and like, because you need the money, they add stuff on. Oh, I want this, I want that, and you feel you've got to do it because you need to almost justify what was agreed at the start. So at the start, you said 5-page website, boom, 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 boom. That's the cost. They agreed. You come to the end. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. Change that. Okay, that's going to cost extra. No, 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 no. Because I don't want that, I want this. Therefore, it's all included in a cost. And you kind of look at their brains and you go, do you go into a garage and say to them, right, I want 4 wheels? And then you go back and go, oh, I want 4 different wheels now. But they've ordered and built it or whatever. You're going to have to pay. You go into a shop, you go into a restaurant. Hey, I want a triple cheeseburger, fries, and a drink, and some chicken nuggets. And they make it and give it to you. Oh, you know what? I want double the nuggets, and I don't want a triple cheeseburger. I want a Big Mac. Take it away. You have to pay for it. But people have this slightly warped sense in their head where they think, well, because I haven't claimed ownership of it, I can change it. And you will do it. And I'm not going to pay you more. Because they know that you need the income. Whereas when you buy food from a shop, they've already got their income before they've handed over the food to you. But with websites, they've kind of got you in this like limbo mode, which is why we always say, get the 50% and make sure the 50% covers what you would have liked for the entire job. Ooh, did I just say something that got your brains thinking? Make sure that 50% covers 80 to 90% of what you would have been happy to receive for that job. So if the job does not complete or there's a breakdown in communication and you lose at 50%, the 50% you got covered off your time and extra effort and all of that. So the final 50% you get is gravy. That is even more money profit for you to do what you want with it. Does that make sense? Right? Does that make sense? Make sure that initial 50% is what you would be happy. So let's say you weren't confident enough with asking for a certain amount. That 50% might have been what you would have originally have been paid for that entire job anyway. Right? What you don't want is for that 50% you get to just about do 2 or 3 days worth of work. You've now done 10 days worth of work, and the client is like, I want this and I want that, and all this shit. Right? You don't want that, okay? So think about it. Go for it, George. Change the price. Change the price. That's what you got to do. So, like, look, we've got a client, 7-day project. We've done 3 days worth of work. We're going to now pause it because we need them to get us some further content and it's going to be a delay. Fine, we pause it. But the 50% we've paid is, in fact, more than what we would have got paid or we would have liked to get paid for a same kind of project from start to finish. So we're happy to pause because we know they will come back. And we know that when they come back and we finish their site and we get the final 50%, fine. Fine. We're happy with that. So Gerald, style integration experiments, cleared cache, reload. Style iteration. Have you purged your site, Gerald? Have you purged your site? Because the experiment should work. It's a natural bit of Elementor. Exactly, Pickstar, right? So you get it. It's like, sorry, I'm late reading what you've written there, okay? Because I'm just double checking the comments. But that's basically the gist of how you want to be operating and doing things, okay? So in the early, I mean, I'm talking about early days, right? The tabs don't work. What, in Elementor? All right, Gerald, this is a one-off, okay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, go for it, Mark. Yeah, Mark, I've seen all your emails. I'm not looking at my mailbox. I will look at them tonight or tomorrow. I'm not looking. Gerald, special offer for you. Email me admin access to your website. Email me admin access to your website, and I will not share it on the screen. I will go in and just check your settings. Free of charge, just for you, okay? Right now, free of charge. 2 for the price of 1, free of charge. Send me admin access and I will log in and just check your settings. Free of charge. Take care, Mark. In fact, no, don't take care, Mark, because you're sending way too many emails. Oh my God, my mailbox is exploding. But yeah, take care. Because in the really early days, right, okay, the price we would charge for a website from start to finish, maybe, you know, even for a WooCommerce website, right, the 50% we got, now, that is what I charge per hour. Do you get what I'm saying? And like, you know, you'd have a client who took the piss with you. You were chasing them continuously. You know, 1 week's gone and all you've been paid for is that 50% wasn't even your day's worth of effort. But you took it because you needed the money. But then we sort of went, whoa, hold on a second. What are we doing here? And we changed, we adapted, and we just made sure now that the 50% we would want under the rates we charge now is what is right. So that what you get afterwards is the extra bonus. And that's how you're going to change your psychology, right? So imagine you got 10 clients right now. For the rest of this year, you're only going to have 10 clients. If all 10 of those clients pay you 50%, but they don't pay the final 50 because things break down, whatever, are you going to be happy? If the answer is yes, you have priced things correctly or decent enough. And the other 50%, that is the extra bonuses you're getting. So change your mindset and think like that. All right, change your mindset. That's what you need to do, okay? So just think of it like that, okay? 10 clients for the next year. Okay, let's say you're going to charge them let's just say you're charging them $1,000 per website. Let's just say. And those 10 pay you 500 each, 50%. So from now to December, $5,000. Are you going to be content and happy with that? If the answer is yes, fine. The other 5,000 you get when you have completely done them, that's now 10,000. Even better. Right, yeah, Gerald, I got your email. So I'm just going to log into your website now, okay? Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, the way we do it is we do put prices on our website. How? Oh, Gerald, it says I'm locked out of the system. Oh, hold on. Let me try. Let me put in my email. So, let me just try again. Right. Okay. Yeah. So what we say is from. So we say from. So basic website from. WooCommerce, e-commerce from. Any bespoke special work from. We do that kind of thing. And so we have a starting point, but we can go anywhere up like that. What we're basically letting them know is we're not going to go below. So when some people have come to me and gone, oh, can't you do a website for half the price? I go, no, it clearly states. It's a bit like you walking into McDonald's and saying, can I have a triple cheeseburger? I've only got 50p. They're going to say, there's the price. That's what you pay. You knew the price, so why have you come in with 50p? Sorry. Okay, sorry. I see what you mean. Yeah. But always don't forget to put the word from. Too many people put like, we'll do your website for $100. Is that basic? WooCommerce? And of course they then increase it, but I just feel like, you might need to set me up again, right? Because it's not letting me in. It's basically just saying that you can't go in. So what you need to do is set up a website for my admin login for my email address. So do it for the email addresses. Yeah, prices start at, prices from, prices you will never get, stuff like that. So if you just send that again, you just send that again. I'm going to That's weird. I just heard an echo. Oh, sorry, I had Facebook open there. Yeah, I'm only going to be here for about 5 more minutes now. So I'm just waiting for Gerald to sort out the access to his website. So do it under info@websquadron.co.uk, and I'll quickly jump on and have a look. Do you know how I assess if I've put on weight? This is so weird. I touch my collarbone, and that's how I know if I've put on a bit of weight or not. It's my way of assessing. Of course, there's other ways to assess as well, but this is always if it feels not as what I had the day before, whatever, I go, right, okay, boom. We are not having KFC tonight. Are you setting that up again, Gerald? Are you setting that up again? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It just might be the way the WordPress is set up, but you should be able to add admin access to a new user. I do have to shoot off though. I really do, because I'm already 15 minutes roughly over the time I'd allocated to today's live chat. But I do need to look. Not concert. Gerald, as soon as you're able to make me admin, okay, I'll get an email and I'll quickly go in and have a look. Right, because I can see my emails here, but I do have to shoot off this. Okay, Gerald, try this email address instead. Right, try this one. Try that. Oops, sorry. Sorry, I wrote it wrong. This one. Try that email. info@bats.work. Try that email address. I'm starting to wonder if you've got some sort of like lockdown permissions or something on the website, but do it for that email address. That one, right? Do it for this email address. Yeah, you got it. Cool. Cool. That one. All right, guys, I am gonna. So, Gerald, I'll just wait to see the email come through to say permission. I've got to drop off. I'm just gonna watch some videos about YouTube podcasting. Because what I'd love to do is also have like a podcast that goes out as well, which isn't just about websites, but it's about me, life, politics, movies, Marvel, Star Wars, loads of stuff. Anyway, look, take care. I will catch you all soon. But it's been wonderful again. Always is. Love doing this. I don't get as much done, but I love doing it anyway. And in some way, I do get stuff done because we're talking to each other. 2 passwords, but there's only 1 field. Have you got any plugins on there for your admin access or password? Sometimes you got to put the password in twice though. The same. I don't know. Really. It's only 1 box. Reach out to your host as well, maybe. Double check with them. Look, I've got to go now. I've got to shoot off this. I look forward to hearing from you, Gerald. Okay, look forward to hearing from you. Take care.